Good morning, everyone. It has been a while since you've seen me. How you doing? You finally got around to doing that thing? You know the one. Anyways, today I would like to take you a little further on my journey of making this video game. Which starts fantastically, of course. When I went to turn on my laptop, it made a horrible sound. I think I pissed it off. So did I do what any good laptop owner would do and take it to the repair store? No, silly. I opened up the laptop myself and scraped the dust out of its fans. After that, I crossed my fingers, turned it back on, and it's still alive. Close call. Don't you ever do something like that to me again. Remember, I own you. Now that that's out of the way, last time I made some mazes for the minigames, and I was thinking about how to make them get a little bit more difficult each time. I thought it might be fun if they look a little glitched out and have pieces missing. So I made some walls invisible and some walls have no collision. Every puzzle would get less and less visible as we go along. I drew up some mazes and plopped them into the game. I made 2 versions per maze, one that will be visible in the game, and one that is sort of a map for me to know where to put the invisible and fake walls. I myself find it quite fun to play and I hope other people will too. I haven't tested that yet. Here you can see me putting them next to each other and comparing them to make sure I put the walls in the right place. This was very tedious to do, but it wasn't that difficult. I just had to make new walls for each and every little piece, so that was kind of annoying. But as you can see, the green was it the green? Yeah, the green little bits of wall are invisible wall, and the dark blue bits of wall are walls without collision. And that's what I'm just doing over there. Oh, and this is how it looks eventually. It's going way too fast for you to actually follow anything, but yeah, that's pretty much what I did there. Then I was really bothered by the size of the text on the computers, but I will let past me explain it. But I was having issues with something. I'll explain. Yeah, no, okay, this is taking too long. I'll explain it faster here. Look at this. This doesn't feel like a real computer. This feels like a computer with the text accidentally scaled too big. So I tried to see if there was a way to get the letters to be smaller. I thought that maybe I could render the computer screens at a different size. Since I want everything to keep looking pixely, I want to keep my resolution of 320 by 180. And hot holy heck, I struggled so much with this. I tried a bunch of rescaling stuff, but eventually I figured it out. I kept trying to make the game render in 2 different resolutions, and I couldn't get that to work. But then I discovered that I could just set the scaling mode to canvas items instead of viewport, and then everything just renders the way I want it to. Okay, now that the computers finally behave the way I want them to, I wrote some more text to put in them. I also started drawing some icons in order for it to look more realistic. Then I moved on to making a template for all the computer screens so I don't have to, make every screen separately. So now all the buttons are nicely connected and they work, and now I just have to slap this template on every computer and add in the text when it's done. So here you can just see me figuring out the sizes of the panels. I was thinking, do I make them full screen or not? What am I going to show here? Oh, yeah, this is what it looks like full screen. Yeah, very good, okay. Okay, yeah. Now I'm showing off what it looks like when it's a bit smaller. Oh, and here I am drawing the icons. I was really struggling with all the icons, really, but I wanted them to look nice and I wanted them to look appropriate for the setting. So this was supposed to be a speech bubble. Really struggling with that speech bubble. And that looked fine, actually. I don't know why I keep changing it like that. And here I'm trying to draw the internet icon. I was struggling to get a good circle. And then I just drew a bunch of scratches through it. And here I am. Here you can see the icons in the thing. And me showing off what it basically looks like so far. It's not done yet at that point. And yeah, here I am starting the rest of the panel. Okay, back to what I was saying. I noticed an issue. The buttons were not behaving correctly. If I had clicked on the files button, for instance, some of the buttons that then appeared on the page I had clicked would simply not be clickable in certain areas. At first I couldn't figure out what was happening and thought maybe I was pressing the buttons underneath the screen or something. I messed around with the Z index, but nothing would fix it. I looked some things up and I found that you can see what is being clicked in the debug menu. So I looked there and sure enough, something else was being clicked. Even though I disabled the buttons every time I opened a page, it still overlapped with other buttons and made it so I couldn't press them. Annoying. I thought about just strategically placing the buttons so none of them overlap, but that felt wrong, so I decided to try and solve it for real. After some screaming and crying, I found a way that you can have buttons ignore all mouse inputs, so I just added a function that made all the buttons that aren't on screen ignore the mouse completely, and when they are on screen again, they stop ignoring the mouse. Yay! That took me way too long to figure out though. But hey, now that the template is done, I get to move on to less agitating things and started drawing a web browser icon thingy. I think this really adds to the page and makes it a bit more clear that you're about to browse the web. I really like designing these things and imagining what someone working for an internet company might have designed. So here I am just drawing the internet icon. It took me very long, so this time lapse is very long, but I wanted you to see everything of it because I think it's fun. And here I'm finally doing the paper airplane, which I really struggled designing a cute paper airplane, so I folded one in real life and then held it up in my hand to see what it would look like. And here you can see it actually in the screen, which I think that's very nice to see it in real life as if this isn't real life. When that was done, I tried to draw the door locks again, but for some reason I find them so difficult to draw, they just don't look right no matter what I do. So yeah, here you can see me struggling very much to find some nice colors. As I'm watching this, I'm realizing that maybe I could just do like a metal shiny bit, but there's a lot of footage of me just going like this and trying that, and eventually I'm rescaling some because I thought I was very clever for doing this. Like, oh, I'm just gonna grab this and then rescale it, and then boom, I don't have to draw it manually. Which, it was kind of smart, but I think anyone with any art experience already knew that. So I moved on to drawing a CRT filter. I know there are complicated shaders out there that actually look like an actual CRT, but learning actual shaders is a whole job itself, and I just want a vague CRT vibe. So I drew a picture that I can just slap on there and make it look somewhat CRT-y. I didn't record most of that because the way I tried to draw it looks very nauseating on screen. I added the filters to the computers and it looked pretty cool, but it's a bit much to me. So I played around with the settings a bit and eventually landed on something that I think looks nice enough and isn't too distracting. I initially wanted to add it to the minigames as well, but for some reason that immediately made me motion sick, so I scrapped that. And here I am trying out some more different filters. I eventually settled on one that didn't look like that. What am I doing here? Oh, right. Right. Oh yeah, this is the first light that I added into a laptop, not a laptop, a computer, or we're already moving on to something else. What am I doing here? I'm drawing the light. I'm drawing a light. Yeah, I think it's time for a responsible me to take over. I decided to finally fix the walking animation and add some running and jumping animations for the cat, so that isn't just speed walking everywhere. It still looks a bit silly, but it's good enough for now. So yeah, I said good enough for now, but looking at this, it looks like, a sausage is dancing around. This is me drawing the jump animation. I actually really like the way this looks. The jump animation is one single frame. As you can see, look, it looks like it's jumping. Adding the little scarf or the shawl, whichever you prefer, and here I'm putting it in the game. When I put the animations in the game, I accidentally had the cat sprinting for infinity. Funny. Just look at it go. It's just going and never stopping. And I think I fix it next. Yeah. Look. It's behaving nicely as it should. Well done, me. I moved on to sketching out some more areas of the game and put them into the game. They are not done quite yet, and I would like to improve them a bit more later, but for now it's nice to have some more visuals in there. After I was done with that, I also finally decided on the names of the employees and the name of the company. I tried really hard to not have any existing names in there, or well, not names of any historical figures or accidental curse words. I looked up all the names, and if they didn't turn up more than a few Facebook profiles, I called them good. One of the names I wanted to use initially was apparently also the name of a well-known criminal in a certain country. So glad I decided to Google that beforehand. Then I decided when I want the game to take place. In the corner of every screen there will be a date, and I don't want to just have nothing there or have it glitched out, so I decided on a date and general time frame for the game. After that, I put some more text in the computers and I tried fixing the cat running animations since it still looked a bit silly. The next day I did some more drawing. This one once again isn't completely finished, but it does look pretty nice and it adds context to the game, so it's good enough for me to decide other things, such as where in the room to put the laptop. After that I also did some walking around in the game and cleaning up any mistakes I had left, like the cat not spawning in the right location or not being able to open the menu in certain sections. I find it quite fun to add little things here and there and to make the game more and more finished. Then I also worked a bit on the text that will be in the computers again. I worked on that on and off throughout the days. Okay, so more time-lapsey time. This is the socializing lab room thing. The idea is that the cats go here and interact with each other. So, there's a cat tree over there, and here I'm trying to be clever and shade the room in a way. What am I doing? Do I ever know what I'm doing? Okay, yeah, no, I'm adding shading, very important. Oh, sorry, very important. Yeah, and here I am marking out where I want things to go, and because it was very difficult for me to see, I put some high contrast blue behind it, and here are some shelves, because cats love shelves in my experience, and for some reason I made this shelf way too complicated. Like, it's not that big a deal, it's never that deep, it's a shelf. Oh, cat tree. Love me a cat tree. Yes, me. Add the detail. Perfect. Yeah, that's a little, yeah, I don't know what to call it. Those are the legs of the cat tree. And the little entrance for the cats to go in the cat tree. And here I am putting it in the game and being very clever by putting a little section of the drawing in front. So having the Z index be very much so I can walk in front of it and behind it, and here I'm just showing off, look, you can land on all these things, but not on this one, because that one's just a bit too high. But here I'm proving that you can actually land on it. There you go. I drew the pictograms on the doors of the hallway, so it's a bit more clear what goes on where. I try not to have too much text on the doors, so pictograms make sense here. The toilet one was pretty simple. Unfortunately, I forgot to film that one, but I really struggle with the office one, and especially with the laboratory one. It really is just a radiation sign, but I think it gets across that it's dangerous pretty well. I might change that. I also finally set up an audio controller. It controls all the sounds in the game. I don't know if that's a recommended thing, but it seemed more logical than me just having audio just slapped on everywhere. With that audio controller, I added some noise to the computers. I did this by recording my own laptop fans. You know, the laptop fans that made scary noises earlier? Fun! Okay, so here I'm showing off the computer noise. You can't hear anything. So, yeah, that's what it sounds like. Perfect. Okay, now let's do that again, and you only get to hear it for a few seconds, apparently. Later, I also figured out how to get footsteps noises for the cats, but I don't know if I actually want footsteps in the game. We'll see. Now that the door to the office is done, I decided to also draw an actual office area. I tried to go for a not too depressing but still corporate vibe. Put a silly little plan in there just for fun. And here I am putting way too much effort into a lamp pot. Not a lamp pot, that's a plant. That's a plant. Houseplant and cabinet shelf. Houseplant in a not house, which is always fun. I really liked drawing this office. It felt really nice. It felt really flow statey, even though I was struggling with the cubicle shading, the shading of the cubicles, that is. But it was nice. After that, I imported it into Godot and added some atmospheric lights to it. It was really fun to put these lights up and add shadows. Really makes the game come alive. I can't wait to do this everywhere else. And here I am playing around with the lights a little bit. You can add these shadow thingies. They have a name, I just forgot. And here I'm testing which way I should put them, that it looks most realistic. I don't know how light works, apparently, but I'm just putting shadows here and there to see what looks good. I think eventually I do something like this, so that light only comes out at the top. I also drew this light thingy that I slapped onto one of the computers in the hallway. When I first imported it, it looked really bad, but after I tweaked the settings a bit, it looked much better. But I don't know if this is the right place for it. I think it looks cool, but I don't know that it should be here. It looks like the computer is corrupted or something, which it isn't. Spoilers. Sorry. So yeah, that pretty much is everything I did so far. The game isn't fully done yet, but we are getting closer and closer. So let me know if you like this kind of more rambly video. It's partly scripted, partly me rambling. Let me know if you like that. If you hate it, please let me know as well. I'm always open for constructive feedback. Okay, bye for realsies now. Bye.